Welcome back to another 8-Bit Tom video game episode, and as always, video game expert Loren is here with me.
How's it going, guys?
So this week we figured we'd go a little bit further back and do 5 of our favorite original Nintendo games.
Yes, and we'll give a full disclaimer. We did not put a lot of thought into this one here. This is more off the top of our heads.
And this is just yet again some games that we spent hundreds of hours on. It's not like the top 10, top 5 Nintendo games of all time. It's just games we really enjoy playing.
The games that I sunk rentals, like if I rented it twice, I really, really loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that said, there's no, like, Mario 3 is in the Hall of Fame. That shit can get off your list right now. If you have it, then, hey, it deserves to be there, but,
yeah,
just don't expect to see that today. Like, it's not going to be North American, hey, these were the top 5 selling games, and so that's our top 5 list. This is a little bit more, like, just personal. These games found their way into our fucking toaster top loader.
How about you start us off?
Yeah, I can do that. So, I'm going to go with okay, I know this game isn't good, but it's my honorable mention anyway. So, I put a unhealthy amount of time and practice into the perfect button mashing for track and field. Like Konami Track and Field.
No way.
Yes. And not Track and Field 2, which I really need to go back and learn how to fucking dive in that game, man, because But anyway, the first Track and Field, just real simple. You sprint, you got hurdles, you got long jump, you got triple jump, high jump. What do you got? Javelin.
Yeah. Hammer throw.
Skeet shooting.
Yeah.
Which was, like, just the game was simple and it was fun and it was absolutely brainless. The very first Nintendo that I got to play was at my Uncle Danny's house. Or Uncle Rick's house, sorry. He had, like, he was maybe 22 or something when the NES came out. So he had a shit ton of games and he had expendable money and he lived at home. Yeah. And
he had no fiery hoops to jump through.
And he bought Track and Field, and I was like, let's go, man. So, like, I just remember perfecting the drag across button mash, like with 2 fingers, you know?
Yeah.
So you can rub the 2 fingers across, like it was...
Yeah.
Would
shed some skin off in no time.
Technically be a really good life skill later on in life, like when you hit late adolescence, but
yeah, I
digress. You had a way of, like, getting... And it had the bar on the bottom where it would tell you how fast you were mashing. And it was legitimate. It was like, if it was 1,300 blah, blah, blah meters per second, it was actually 13 button presses per second. So...
Then your parents would yell out, keep it down!
Because if you maxed it out at 15, like, that was 15 button presses per second, which is, like, the absolute human limit. Some people can, and they blow my mind, man. The guys that can button mash like that. But I had to cheat.
My honorable mention is Capcom's 1992 hit, Mega Man 4. That's my favorite Mega Man game out of all of them. Dr. Wily is supposedly dead when you start this game, so you don't know who the main bad guy is going to be. But, big surprise, he's not dead. You end up defeating him again, and you'll see him in another series of games. But the music
Dr.
is
Cossack?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And the music's great, the level design's fantastic, I love all of the new special weapons. It's just all around a fantastic game. This is probably the Mega Man game on Nintendo that I played the most.
Huh, okay. No, that's fair.
My number 5 game,
okay,
and this one's going to be a surprise, is Taxim's G.I. Joe for original Nintendo. You can pick whatever G.I. Joe you want. You get your leader of Duke in the first one. You get Blizzard to lead the snow level, duh. And you get Rock and Roll. You can be Snake Eyes. The bosses are awesome. If you were a big into G.I. Joe back then and you played this, you would know exactly who the bosses are because they're just perfect recreations of all the toys you had. So this was a great way to visualize the toys you had and play them for the first time on TV.
Okay. No, that's cool. It's crazy you'd say that because my number 5 is TMNT.
No way!
Yeah.
No freaking way.
Dude, we all owe a little bit of our ability to adapt to like trying times in our lives to the fucking electrified weeds underwater.
Yeah, because you'd
On
always
the
switch from one
fucking
turtle to
dam
the
level.
next, and you'd have like a
Well,
thimble of
so you
life
totally,
left,
like,
you know?
you totally sacrificed Raphael and
The first,
Michelangelo in
yeah.
the fucking dam.
Yeah.
But you like, no, I would start off with like Leo and get through the easy shit, and then switch over to Raph for like the terrible fucking up, left, around, and like down, right.
Yeah, the
Everyone knows
hard
what
stretch.
I'm fucking talking
The
about.
hard stretch, yeah.
And then so Raph just got sacrificed to the gods for that part, and then Mikey was like halfway there because he also sucked in that. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a great Konami game.
the only guy that was worth any shit in that game at all was
Donatello. Just because of the reach.
Well, because you could literally, because a lot of the side-scrolling things were like up and down
Yep.
split.
You could go
and
through
you could reach through
Yeah, you
and
could go
get
through walls
enemies up
and
top.
Yeah, and through floors.
It's cheat. Fucking cheat. But
You-
I don't care.
In this game, you cheated every way
The game
you could.
cheated, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Like,
Those stupid little
and never
gaps
mind.
at the very top where you don't even need to jump, you just walk across.
Oh, that
Do you know how
one.
long that took me
The
to
one?
figure out?
But no,
Fell
the,
down that so many times.
but the other one, you do have to jump, and it is pixel perfect. I
Yeah.
don't give a shit what anyone says. It's pixel perfect. But even if you survive the goddamn dam,
Yeah.
and you get out the other side, and you get into the,
Oh, you need items to go across that freaking electrical line and
you've
shit.
got the 10 missiles,
Yeah. Yes.
but
yeah.
you've got more than 10 targets.
Yeah.
Some of them are fucking useless. And I hated that part of the game, man. Because you got through the dam, but then you wasted the missiles.
Yeah.
And as far as I remember, I really want to replay that.
It's good.
That's as far as I got. But
Really?
and then like the music was fucking killer.
Oh, flawless.
It was Bebop, Rocksteady, Shredder.
Oh,
was
again,
there.
all the toys on the TV.
Yeah,
You wanted to
Krang
play
was
this.
there. Like fuck yeah. Man.
Nasty turtles.
Oh man, I love that game.
Why am I always surrounded by idiots?
Okay, that was my number 5.
Sorry.
Sorry. We'll just cut that one out. Okay, so that was my number 5, right? Number 4, my number 4 is actually Zelda 2.
I love Zelda 2. It didn't make my
I-
list, but I would play that over any other Zelda game.
Well, I will absolutely play it over Zelda 1.
yeah,
Which
same.
Zelda 1 is, I mean, it's mostly flawless. Like there's really nothing.
There's not much wrong with it.
You didn't expect much out of it when you first played it, and you went, shit, that was a great time, man. Zelda 2 really shot to
It's a grinder.
like a new ambition, right?
Oh yeah.
With the side scrolling, the towns, like the literal RPG element, like Overworld. I fucking love that game.
I love Zelda 2.
And it's like it gets shit on.
It does. I don't think that's fair. There's just
They
so many
really
firsts
pushed
for
it,
this
man.
game. Yeah, there's so many firsts for this. You needed those items. But if you didn't get the items, you could still push through, but with even much more difficulty. Like,
Yeah.
fantastic pick, man. Zelda 2 is great.
I honestly love that game.
Me too. Lots of people hate it.
I like the one thing I will give the frustration of like
The mountains near the
having
end.
to learn new strategies for enemies.
Yeah.
like a lot of the knights have
Jump
to,
and
like
aim
jump
your
and
sword.
hit
Yeah.
their head as you're coming down, just so you can, or getting lost and trying to find
Often.
fucking keys.
Often.
Because you know that's the only way you can go, but you can't find the fucking key to keep going.
But you know what? When you died, it would start you off at the castle again, and you still had your
Yeah.
shit. So
Like, don't get me wrong. There could have been improvements, I'm sure.
yes,
But I don't immediately see them. Just like Castlevania 2. I'll defend that game to death.
me too. But I loved it.
But whoever translated it should be
terrible.
fucking unemployed. Because
Terrible.
that is the reason you couldn't finish the game. That's it. Otherwise, I thought the game was great. I thought it was better than Castlevania 1.
Me too. Number 4 for me, 1989, made by Tecmo, Ninja Gaiden 1.
Oh.
And this game took me forever to beat, and I eventually beat the 3-part final boss, which was insane.
This is
This game
This is a bragging
insane.
right if you beat it.
And
It goes in your gamer
It took me a long
card.
time.
I think it goes in your gamer card as like a lifetime achievement if you beat this game.
I should get like some kind of seniors discount or something for beating this.
I think you should get like 5% off PS5 games for life. Just,
Yeah.
Do you realize?
Yeah,
I beat
yes.
all 3 parts. And the third part of that fucking boss is the worst, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like with that whatever sack in front of him.
Oh, man. It's just...
Like
and it's
the
such a
tail,
demonic-looking
and then the sack,
game,
and then, like, if you take your time and you realize that you can cut all that off.
Yeah.
But the controls where you could jump and
They're
slash
so tight.
only once.
These... Yeah, but... yes,
Unless
you could.
knew if you held jump and down at the same time,
Smack, 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 smack.
you could literally, like, you could attack, like, 6 times in the air.
Yep.
And
This game, the controls through the roof, the music, memorable, the bosses at the end of each stage were awesome. The stage level layout was great.
Yeah.
Like, there is nothing wrong with this game. And everyone out there that says this game is too hard and shit, that's what we wanted back then. We didn't want
people that
easy
say
games.
that shit are like, oh, that Dark Souls, man. Just fucking love it. Like, that's how you make a real game. It's like,
okay, so Ninja Gaiden 3
so you didn't
was
like
like totally... what's that one called
Ancient
again?
Ship of Doom.
That one was awful, and it's because it didn't follow the same exact recipe the 2 previous titles did.
But 2 was like,
Man.
2 was fucking hard.
2's hard, 1's hard. Ninja Gaiden, that's my number 4.
That soundtrack's picking into my head right now, too,
Yep.
man.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
Do you want to hear my number 3 before you go any further? So, no surprise, my number 3 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1.
Yeah.
I love this game, and it's so funny that you picked it. The music's fantastic.
We could have picked like TMNT 2, the arcade game,
or even
but it's the
Manhattan
worst
Project.
version. Manhattan Project it's a sleeper hit.
Yeah, it is.
It's
I prefer that over the arcade
objectively
game.
better
Yes.
than the arcade game.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably objectively the best TMNT game on
I could agree.
NES.
Yep.
But I don't care. I got a soft spot
Dude,
for TMNT 1.
same. I love the music to this game. Every single stage has different tunes, and it's just so memorable. If you've ever played the underwater level, you will always remember that music, and you will always remember the electrified sound when your turtle gets zapped. That's like ingrained in your memory for life. There's lots of little secrets here and there that you need to complete in this game just to beat it, and I didn't understand that as a kid. But you know what? I tried beating this with my friend Connell a couple years ago. It is still difficult. Like, we had to go on game FAQs just to see what are we missing to go
I actually
further,
have put like my 2023 resolution
to beat that game.
Well, it's one of them.
This is the first time we have a game on both our lists,
Yeah.
so that's cool. And I agree, this is a great game. Even though it's difficult, it's so much fun. Yeah, on to you.
My number 3, my favorite was Dusty Diamond's All-Star Softball.
Oh, good lord.
It.
How did that make your list?
Are you fucking kidding me? Have you played it?
I
It's
rented it.
outstanding, man. I love like for one, there's a witch named Zelda in it. Like, that's a nice little touch. But you would pick out of the 60 characters. I can't even remember how many characters it is. But it might be 40. But so if you played like 2-player, you went and picked a player, and then the other player would go and pick whoever they want. Kind of like a schoolyard, right? And you got your 10 players, and then that's who you played with. And it was softball rules, so you can do fast pitch or slow pitch. So in slow pitch, if you foul out on your 3rd strike, you're out. But you could play in 6 different fields.
5 fields.
Was it 5? Okay. Yeah. There was the schoolyard. There was like the big major league stadium.
Yeah, and you have an island, a cliff, a side of a cliff.
Yeah, the island was really cool. But like, just
You know what? You're making me change my mind. I might just have to go and try this one
the
again.
little jingle, like the normal as you're playing ball, is just so fucking happy, and learning that the different players had different attributes. Like there were your power hitters, and then there was like the mega speedsters, and you learned how to build like the perfect team. But if you were playing against the computer, same shit. You would go and pick your player and then hope that the computer didn't pick the next guy you wanted, right? It was kind of like fantasy draft, in a way, right? But this was by far my favorite.
Okay.
I think part of it is it was just simple. They didn't make it overly complex. You just picked your team and you played ball, and
Yeah.
and I'll always have a soft spot for this game. And I was literally this morning playing MLB The Show, and I thought, how fucking far have we come, man? Like, this game is wildly advanced, and yet I still kind of miss that simple
original game.
softball game. Like, it was so fun.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. That's it. That's my number 3. My number 2 is Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, what's that?
It used to be Doki Doki Panic.
That's right, Doki Doki Panic.
But if Nintendo
I think I was
saw
gonna say
it best
Takeshi's
fit,
Final Challenge.
Takeshi's Castle, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, if we got a Takeshi's Castle,
No,
I'd play the
absolutely
fuck
not.
out of that game, man. Fuck, I would love that.
But yeah, Mario 2. I love that game, man.
Dude, I loved...
Who's your favorite character?
Maybe you noticed that, like, you know, Zelda 2, I loved how different it was from Zelda 1. And I mean, I played Zelda 1 a lot. Castlevania 2, I loved how it tried to move beyond just a simple platformer that was in no fucking way simple.
Yeah.
Castlevania 1 was ridiculously hard.
Yeah.
I loved that they wanted different. They didn't want more of the same for Super Mario. They wanted something wildly different, even enough to reskin a game totally as something else. And I'm thankful for it, man, because
Me too.
You know what? I was one of those kids that quickly realized, like, okay, Princess Peach is like fucking cheat code.
Oh yeah.
Because she can just float forever,
Float
right?
the entire level through.
But like Toad was so fast at picking shit up that, like, if you were in World 3-1, where you drop down, like, there's like 40 fucking coins you can pick up.
Yeah.
So if you like go through the door or drop the potion, go through the door, you can pick up so many free life chances just with Toad. Whereas if you went with Princess, you could only get like 1/3 the amount that he picked up. Also, he ran faster if he picked up something and held it. Then he actually ran faster than everybody, including himself if he wasn't holding something, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, Luigi had a really floaty, tall... He could jump fucking high, man.
Yeah.
And Mario, honestly...
Just your all-arounder.
At the end of the day, I never used him.
Yeah, me neither.
Everybody else did something better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's a good game.
That was my number 2.
My number 2 is Silent Service. It's a submarine simulator game for original Nintendo, and it was made by Ultra Games, so Konami.
Mm-hmm.
And this was made by several other companies a couple years before for Amiga and whatever early computer platform you had back then. Yeah, it's a nice submarine game. There's several missions, and it's really good. Like, you get to, do everything you wanted to, merge, submerge, try to evade depth charges. The music's good, and it's really solid gameplay, and it's actually a lot of fun. You can change the difficulty, and it's just a great rendition to. It's a great version for the Nintendo. It's if you're not into submarine games, you're not gonna want to play this one. But this is a great game. Like, I know, as silly as it sounds, a submarine game on Nintendo, but the controls are good, and it makes this game fun.
Okay. I get that. Like, you definitely are into more of the... Well, like the Strikes games, right?
Yeah.
Like Desert, Jungle, Urban, all the...
Soviet.
And you took Desert over all of them, eh?
Yeah, Desert Strike. That was my favorite one.
Okay.
Return to the Gulf.
Yeah. And, like, I remember talking earlier about how you loved, like, Nobunaga's Ambition and...
Those were good, man.
Defender of the Crown. Remember that was another Ultra
That was a
game,
good
actually.
one, Defenders of the
That
Crown,
was also
man.
Ultra, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay. Number 1, sir.
Give it to me, man.
Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse.
Of course.
It
okay.
is arguably almost objectively the best game
The
on the
greatest Castlevania game on Nintendo.
It is phenomenal.
Music's great.
Music is great, and we got the shitty one, and I understand that. Like,
yeah.
So the absolute
the
audiophile
Famicom,
snobs out there. Famicom had
superior to the original Nintendo.
The cart had an extra channel.
Yeah.
So
they
was
used it.
Capable of using that extra channel to put more music in, and if you like Google it, you can hear
the difference.
You can hear a side by side of the soundtrack, and you will literally hear that extra channel. Like,
dude, just getting goosebumps just thinking of the freaking soundtrack.
It is phenomenal. It is like you can play as Alucard.
Yeah.
You can play as
Simon Belmont.
Well, yes. You can play as Sypha,
Yep.
who anyone that has watched the anime on Netflix, the Castlevania Netflix anime, this is the game it's made after.
Yeah.
So
This is a dark
so
game.
it's actually Trevor Belmont.
Oh,
not
right,
Simon.
right. Yes, thank you for that correction.
And then the what's his name? Grant is the thief.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Grant has like wildly different mechanics. You can jump and like hold onto the ceiling and then wrap around and like climb up and around. Like, I mean, anyone that's played a Castlevania, you know, you have staircase up to an upper half.
Yeah,
a
moonwalk
level.
up and down.
But if you're Grant and you can find the one spot, you can jump and grab the bottom and like wrap around it. You don't have to like climb stairs and shit, right? And it kind of breaks the game. Like it's Grant is fun, man.
Yeah.
But then Alucard is like, holy shit!
What's your go-to?
He's just fucking broken, man. And then like Sypha is super fun too, and like in the story, like her and Trevor actually like fall in love.
Okay.
And their kid is Richter
Okay.
from
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I'm on the spot on myself here, man, and I'm fucking failing
You'll want
hard.
to play as the Belmont in this one.
But I'm pretty sure it's Richter is their kid. That was like my magnum over. Like that's the greatest Castlevania game ever made. But this is number 2 to me. Castlevania 3, NES. God, is it good, man?
Yeah.
Like, what a must own. When I got my hands on this at the rental store, it was coming in the building as I walked in, and I just looked and I was like. Like, because I saw Castlevania and I was like, why would you bring in because there was 3 behind it. I didn't even know it was coming out, man. I was just like, I'm fucking renting that today. And she's like, well, like, give me 20 minutes to put it in a fucking system, and then yeah, you can rent it.
Awesome.
So I took it like the day it got to the rental store. Fuck.
Awesome memories, eh?
Okay, brother, number 1, lay it on me.
It's a lot of fun, and it's probably the best 2-player game on Nintendo.
Ooh.
It's something that originated from a French comic book, like from France, and it's called North versus South.
I was gonna say, is it Spy versus Spy, or is it North versus South?
North versus South, and this game is so much fun. Just like the title, you either play as the Union or the Confederates, right? And your neighbors in this game are Mexicans and American indigenous, and you're not going to want to crowd their land because they're going to try to take away some of the states that you took. You're going to want to use a lot of strategy in this game. There's trains that you can go on to steal money from your opposing player. There's a bit of a learning curve to it, but once you figure out the controls, this game, you're going to come back and it's going to be for bragging rights. You're going to want to set the difficulty higher, or you're going to want to start at a different date of during the war where maybe the other side has more troops and you have less, or it's more even, and that's just going to make it change your layout of what you're going to do. And there's a lot of really good 2-player games on the Nintendo. Sorry, this one is like a top contender for number 1 2-player game. It's just so much fun. Yeah. And I ended up selling my entire collection. And Samantha actually found me a copy of this again because she asked me what was my favorite.
This is what you got for Christmas this year.
This is what I got for Christmas. I came close to being in tears. I was like, where did you find this? I can't believe you got this. And I couldn't be happier. It's such a fun game. If you never played North vs. South, don't play the remake they have now because it's nothing of the same. Play the original Nintendo version. It is so much fun.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out our favorite 5 Nintendo games lists. Maybe some things you'll agree with, some you won't. Let us know. We always want to know how wrong we are, so leave it in the comments below. Thanks.